Alright everybody, how we doing today? The day is not yet over, so I got lots to say about this one at least. So I'll try to make this the final video for today if I can. If not, then whew, oh well. But so the Patriot Act clause invoked to keep man imprisoned even after he served his sentence. A part of law intended to hold suspected terrorists for deportation is being twisted to justify indefinite detention. A man who has already completed a lengthy sentence for sending money to terrorist groups continues to be held indefinitely behind bars, thanks to a provision of the Patriot Act. Adam Amin Hassoun, a Palestinian, was detained in 2002 for outstaying his visa. He was subsequently charged and convicted in 2007 for directing financial aid to terrorist groups in places like Bosnia and Kosovo, disguising it as humanitarian aid for oppressed Muslims. He received much less media attention than his alleged co-conspirator, Padilla, a U.S. citizen accused of plotting a dirty bomb attack against the United States. Hassoun was supposed to be released in 2017 after serving his time. There was a problem, though. No country wanted to take him post-release. Hassoun was born in Lebanon, but he is not a citizen of the country. Israel and Jordan will not allow him back to the West Bank, unlike Padilla, who Hassoun isn't an American citizen. He's committed a deportable offense, but there's nowhere to deport him to. So rather than releasing him in the United States, the federal government is now using a section of the Patriot Act passed after the September 11 attacks to keep him detained, potentially forever. Spencer Ackerman reports in the Daily Beast that the Department of Homeland Security has invoked Section 412 of the Patriot Act against lawyers seeking Hassoun's release. Section 412 allows the government to detain a suspected terrorist before deportation if the Attorney General determines that releasing the prisoner would threaten national security. This holding period is only supposed to last for 6 months. The section is labeled Limitation on Indefinite Detention, but it can be reviewed and renewed without limit. The government passes an unconstitutional, immoral, illegal law, such as the Patriot Act, and then uses it to imprison a man for the rest of his life when they have no legal or rightful obligation to do so. Are you fucking kidding me right now? Are you serious right now? If no one in the Middle East wants him back as a Middle Easterner, then where is he supposed to go? I thought us, as more civilized, more rational, more reasonable people, would have the necessary compassion to understand his situation and release him into our general populace and assimilate him as an American citizen. Get him his citizenship and assimilate him into the daily life. Make him an American. He's already served his sentence. And now they want him to overstay his sentence. That's sickening. I don't care what the hell he did. And I don't care what your reasons are. I don't like Middle Easterners any more than the next guy. But this is just too much. Let the poor man out. God. Politicians make me sick. But the truth is, I wouldn't do this if I didn't find this work fulfilling. And I do. But these people make me sick. If I had the money and the time, I would get my ass over there, pay him a visit, and I would start purchasing the materials necessary for him to get his citizenship. And then I would try and see if I couldn't buy him a decent lawyer and get him the hell out of there. Just out of nothing more than the simple goodness of my heart, because I hate seeing this shit. I hate it. This is sickening. Ugh. But Hassoun was not convicted of engaging in any terrorist acts. He was convicted of helping fund overseas organizations, and most of that money was sent prior to 9/11. Furthermore, and much more importantly, he has served this time. The section of the Patriot Act was intended to let the authorities take terror suspects into custody and deported them. It was not intended to keep holding a convict after his sentence has been completed, Ackerman reports. Attorneys for Hassoun, who were in federal court on Friday to argue for his freedom, are stunned at the invocation of Section 412. They noted that the Patriot Act provision is written to take a non-citizen into custody, not to retroactively designate someone already in detention as a threat. If the government were to prevail in its claim of extraordinary and unprecedented executive power, the government would be free to lock up non-citizens indefinitely, based solely on executive say-so, even after they completed serving their sentences, said Jonathan Hafetz, a lawyer with the American Civil Liberties Union. While the Supreme Court has determined that the federal government cannot simply lock up foreigners on American soil indefinitely if they aren't able to deport them in Zadveus v. Davis in 2001, it has been reluctant to intervene in terrorism-related cases. In a subsequent case, Hamdi v. Rumsfeld, the Supreme Court gave the feds clearance under the 2001 authorization for use of military force to indefinitely detain prisoners determined to be enemy combatants. And even though our military actions in 2019 bear little resemblance to war on terror launched after 9/11, the Supreme Court in June declined to reconsider any limits to that authority. And no, this bureaucratic cruelty isn't unique to the Trump years. Barack Obama's Justice Department attempted a similar move against Mohammed Rashid, who set off a bomb on Pan Am Flight 830 back in 1982, killing one man. Rashid, like Hassoun, was a Palestinian officially born in Jordan after his sentence was completed in 2013. No country wanted to take him in. The Obama administration kept him in detention. Before a judge could rule on whether it had the authority to do so, Mauritania agreed to take him. But with Hassoun, unlike Rashid, the feds have never even made a case tying his actions to any unidentifiable crimes. What's more, a federal judge rejected a request for a life sentence, noting that the feds had surveilled him for years and knew he was sending money abroad, sometime before charging him, contradicting any claim that the man poses such a danger to the community that he needs to be imprisoned for the rest of his life. Nevertheless, unless judges intervene, or another country agrees to take him in, Hassoun will continue to be punished with imprisonment long after his sentence has ended. The Supreme Court needs to stand up to the federal branch of the government. They need to start putting their damn foot down when they start to recognize clear and obvious violations of people's fundamental rights. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm practically foaming at the mouth over this shit. I absolutely hate the federal government. And I do not like politicians. I do not trust them. But I'm putting the truth out there right now. Politicians are corrupt assholes and they're no damn good. There's a few good politicians out there who are at least decent people. And in spite of my vehement disagreement with Tulsi Gabbard's policies, I think she's actually a wonderful human being. I really do. Politics haven't ruined her as a human being yet. But there will come a time when it will. It comes for all of them eventually. Few are able to resist, and the ones that do end up getting laughed off as a joke. The few politicians that weren't corrupted by the system are laughed off and not taken seriously enough because they don't toe party lines. This is an obvious miscarriage of justice, and I'm done talking about it. Peace.